Namaste yogis and welcome back to my channel. My name is Matt, so thanks for joining me today. And today we're just going to be working on relieving tightness and trouble areas of our bodies. And for today's class, all we're going to be needing is 2 blocks and a bolster. So today it's all about the physical release that we're going to be getting from Yin Yoga. There's no particular theme or intentions. You can always make your own throughout this class, but I just want you today to keep it simple. Just dive into it with me and enjoy this class. So we're going to be starting by going up into a squat position. This is where you can use the block. You can place it on a lower setting, a higher setting, or whatever works for you. So we're just going to be squatting down. You can sit on the block if you find it more comfortable. I like to use my elbows to push my knees out here and bring my hands to my heart. So lengthening the spine here, dropping the shoulder blades down. We're just going to focus on our breath as we enjoy the tightness that is being relieved by this position here. We are holding a lot of tightness in our groin area, the inside of our thighs. So let's just enjoy that and reconnect with our breath here. And if you find the tension dissipate, you can always lower the block to a lower setting, coming deeper into the posture. You might feel too that there is a lot of tension at the front of your ankles. So we're just working on all of that by holding stillness here. And when you're ready here, you can lean forward, placing your hands on the floor and just pushing yourself up, straightening your legs, realigning them with your shoulders. We can place the block aside. We're just going to be going into dangling position here. So with a slight bend in your knees, just lowering down your upper body. You can grab onto your elbows here. And you just let yourself hang here. So it's great for the spine and the hamstrings. you want to deepen the stretch in your hamstring, you can straighten out your knees a little bit. You should feel a bigger pull behind your legs here if you do so. And from here, we're going to release our arms. We're going to take one big inhale, bringing our arms up, lengthening the spine, coming all the way up. And exhale. We're bringing our hands back down to the center. So I'm going to go back down so you can see me here. And we're going to go into all fours. I'm tucking the toes here. Bring the hands in the opposite direction so we get a nice stretch on our forearms here. We're going to go into cat and cow. So one big inhale, curving the spine, looking up. Exhale, rounding the spine, bring the belly button to the chest. The chin to the chest here. And then inhale, rounding the spine. Exhale, belly button in. Chin to chest, rounding the spine. Inhale, looking up. Exhale. Inhale once more. Exhale. And one last one. And coming back to neutral here for the spine, we can turn our hands the opposite way, lowering ourselves down onto our heels, and just doing little circles with our wrist here, whatever feels good for you right now. Relieving tension in that area. And when you're ready, we're going to go into dragon pose. So let's walk our hands forward. And then from all four, we're going to untuck the toes here. We're going to push up and back into downward facing dog. Just stretching the spine here. And then from here, big inhale, raising the left leg up in the air. Exhale, swinging the left leg forward inside the left wrist. And then extending the right leg, untucking the toes. And then we can grab the blocks here on both sides, going into a deep forward lunge, also called dragon pose. So we hold a lot of tightness in our hip flexors. And this one is really great to regain mobility in that area and to relieve back pain, especially low back pain. Can be caused by tightness in your hip flexors from sitting down all day. Let's reconnect with our breath here. And one big inhale here. Exhale, moving our hips back. Going into a nice hamstring stretch here, extending the left leg. It's a nice counter pose. And when you're ready, you can bring that left leg back onto all fours. Toes tucked here, pushing through your hands, moving your hips back, lengthening the spine, downward facing dog. Holding it here for a little second. A few breaths. You can wiggle your legs a little bit. Left to right, right to left. And then one big inhale, raising the right leg up and back. Exhale, swinging it forward inside the right wrist, extending the left leg, untucking the toes, and then using your blocks to set yourself up into a deep forward lunge for dragon pose on the right side this time. And from here we can move our hips back very slowly, stretching out the right leg in front of us. Just enjoying how that feels here. Just taking our time today to fully embrace the Yin Yoga practice and the tightness that we are relieving throughout each asana today. And when you're ready, you can bring that right leg back onto all fours. I'm going to invite you to move the blocks aside for a minute. And here we're just going to place the bolster in front of us, sideways, touching our big toes together here, spreading our knees to the outside edge of our mat. I'll come up and sit down on our heels. And we're going to go into wide knee child's pose. We're going to do a little variation working on stretching our triceps and spine. So from here, one big inhale. Exhale, walking your hands forward, coming all the way down. You might want to bring the bolster a little closer if it's too far. And then we're going to place our elbows on it, bringing the palms of our hands behind our head, and kind of just having the elbows on the edge of the bolster so we can curve the spine here and enjoy how that feels. So it's a wide knee child's pose with a slight variation here. Should leave you feeling really good. And from here, we're just going to stretch our upper back a little bit. We're going to push ourselves up, bringing the bolster a little further in front of us. And then from here, let's curve the spine, looking up. Big inhale. Exhale, walking our hands forward, placing our forearms on the bolster here, and just lowering our forehead to the ground. Stretching out our shoulder blades and upper back. So from here, we can push ourselves back up, walking our hands back very slowly. And from here, we can close our knees, placing them back in line with our yoga mat. So you can place your hands on your knees here, lengthening the spine, closing the eyes. Just taking a few breaths here to reset. And when you're ready, we're going to work on the side of our bodies here. So I'm going to invite you to turn onto your left hip here, and then you can just bring your legs together. We're just going to place the bolster in between our hand on the floor and the hip, and we're going to lower ourselves down on the bolster, going into a stretch, so lengthening the spine here, bring the arms above, and the bolster will just make you have a nice stretch here on the side. Let's just enjoy how that feels. And then your head should rest on your left bicep here. You can lengthen your legs, you can have them bent, whatever feels great for you right now. And from here we can push ourselves back up. And I'm just gonna turn my hips around and placing the bolster to the other side so I can still face you guys here. So bringing the knees around, resting on the right hip here, placing the right hand on the floor. Bring our knees to 90-degree angle if that feels great for you. Gonna take one big inhale, and then exhale. We're gonna lower ourselves down on the bolster, and then just stretching our hands in front of us. Going into what feels good here. Enjoying the nice stretch that gives us on the side of our body. And on your next exhale, you can push yourself up, coming all the way to the seated position, and then placing your hands behind yourself with your legs in front of you. It might just feel good to drop your knees left or right, which relieves the spine and the low back here. It feels fantastic. And then keeping the bolster where it is, we can turn around so that our legs are facing the bolster and our knees are landing on top of it as we lower ourselves down into Savasana. So taking some space on our yoga mat, closing our eyes, we can connect with our breath here. And we can just thank ourselves once more for taking the time to connect with our yoga mat and doing this beautiful practice that makes us feel much better. So we can slowly come up to the seated position. I'm just going to place the bolster behind myself here, and I'm going to be sitting on it today, crossing my legs. So we're going to be chanting 3 times. So you can place your hands on your knees or the back of your hands on your knees, touching your thumb and index finger together. Just going to drop our shoulder blades down, closing our eyes here. We're going to take one big inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to go One more. And we can open our eyes slowly. So I hope you enjoyed today's class. Sometimes it just feels good to practice Yin Yoga and just really focus on the physical aspect of it, the body release that we get from all those tight areas. And it just feels amazing to just not overly complicate things from time to time, and that's like what I like to offer you guys. So if you enjoyed my class, please subscribe to my channel, share it with friends, family members, or on your social medias for support, getting more people involved into trying Yin Yoga. And you can always donate to my PayPal account, which is how I support myself through this channel, and it's the only way I support myself currently through this channel. So I appreciate it very much for all of you who do that from time to time. So hands at the heart, big inhale, exhale, namaste. I'm gonna see you next time, guys. Bye. Have a beautiful day ahead.